Good morning, good night, wherever you guys are. This is We Are Elite reviewing Raw October 2nd, I believe. I'm sorry, guys, on Monday. It was an awful Raw, minus the return of The Rock, in my opinion. So, oh yeah, I got my co-host, Aaron. How you
Yeah, I'm
doing?
going to go ahead and apologize in advance. AJ, unfortunately, apparently the green slime was contagious and he got a little bit on himself when Seth Rollins opened the case. He's going to be a little sick for a while.
Oh yeah, that's that's what happened. Yeah, I do have a cold. That's why my camera's off.
Yeah, you have the Ebola. It's a terrible, terrible thing.
Hey, go to hell. Okay, anyway, Raw kicks off in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. And to kick off Raw, we have Seth Rollins coming out to cut a promo. And he's basically antagonizing the crowd because they're still laughing at what happened to him in Chicago, where he got his Money in the Bank briefcase back from Dean Ambrose. But Dean Ambrose left a little surprise in that briefcase. It was like a stink bomb, uh, paint bomb, whatever. When Seth opened up the case, he just got a face full of ooze. And Seth tonight, he was still hung up about that. So he came out to the dressing room and he vented out his feelings. He actually asked the crowd, "You guys thought that was funny? You guys thought that was funny?" Then he played a recap from what happened in the main event, which ended with Dean Ambrose and John Cena getting chokeslammed, RKO'd, and both curb stomped the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I think it was, I got pointed out here, even WWE edited out the thank you Rollins chants after the curb stomp to John Cena. Smart move, smart move. But would have, even as a Cena fan, I would have appreciated if they left it there. But anyway, Ron starts bragging about stomping in Ambrose and John Cena. Then we hear John Cena music. He hits the ring, starts wailing on Rollins. Rollins runs out into the crowd. He looks back at Cena, starts laughing like, ha ha, I got away. And little do you know, surprise, surprise, motherfucker, it's Dean Ambrose right behind Seth. And he's just there for a few moments just staring at Seth. No, he's not even staring at Seth. He's staring at what Seth is staring at. And the moment Seth turns around, Ambrose starts wailing on him, causing Rollins to retreat back to the ringside where Cena was waiting for him. And you have Dean Ambrose not giving a care in the world, doing a crossbody on both Rollins and John Cena. Because last week on SmackDown, the previous SmackDown, there was a match with John Cena teaming with Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton Kane. There was a moment in the match where Seth Rollins ran down to the ring and John Cena pursued him to the backstage. And by the time John Cena came back to the ring, Dean Ambrose was laid out. It kind of reminded me of Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage versus the Twin Towers back on main event a long time ago. But this time there was no hot tag and there was no win. So anyway, after that, the Authority comes out. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon still acting like a high school couple. holding hands, coming down saying they're gonna make a match. The same match we saw on SmackDown. Ambrose versus this Kane. So, Aaron, what did you think of this whole first segment?
Well, I think occasionally we get moments where Seth Rollins gets a promo and he knocks it out of the park, and then we get moments where it comes off like he's really just trying too hard. Unfortunately, this came off as one of those promos where he was just trying too hard. Fortunately, Dean Ambrose and John Cena saved it. I'm definitely starting to love the tension they're teasing against each other. Although it's kind of interesting that John Cena was the one who kind of instigated the heel portion of this by, being the one who ran away from the match to get his hands on Seth Rollins. It's something I'd expect from Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that I
And if
think.
you,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Aaron.
I was gonna say, if you think about it, John Cena kind of really doesn't have any reason to really care about Dean Ambrose, and vice versa. I mean, when Dean Ambrose first showed up on the scene, he spent a large portion of his time screwing over John Cena.
Along
And,
with
they had their whole thing with anybody John Cena could get versus the Shield.
yeah, and they've used that same formula for the Wyatts. But I understand what you mean by the SmackDown thing. I think WWE purposely did that too. If Ambrose would have did the same thing to Cena, we would not care. Well, the nerds would not care. But if Cena did that to Ambrose, the nerds would be all up in arms. And I refer to nerds like as the sheep, the pissed off smarts who always complain just for the sake of complain.
I don't know, man. I might fall into that category. I mean, I don't complain about John Cena, but I definitely
You
complain
don't really.
anytime Brie Bella's on my TV. So,
Well, you don't complain about everything like the sheep do. So you're kind of good. Oh yeah. Next, we had we had Dolph Ziggler teaming with the Usos versus Cesaro and the Dust Brothers. Look, the cosmic key when you wish upon a star. Man, I'm just so infatuated with this Stardust character. I love the way Cody is playing him. He is just up in the ante every week, and you can just see he's just making the best out of it, no matter what. He's even outdoing Goldust, this character, who has been on TV for decades. Well, 2 decades.
now, see, the only thing I don't really agree with you on that about is they've kind of toned down the Goldust character. If you remember, Goldust's character was a lot more sexually orientated. It was more so about doing things to make the fans uncomfortable. And they've kind of, now that they're in the PG era, they can't really do that as much.
Yeah, I admit they tuned down on.
Whereas Stardust's character is more so about being just plain weird. I will agree with you, though. Cody is definitely playing this character very well. I'm kind of hoping they'll move him on from something else because I don't really see him becoming a main eventer with this gimmick, but he's
Not
definitely
with
doing
this.
his best with it.
You're right, not with this gimmick. I hope Cody is like a late bloomer. I think he's gonna be like the edge of the next generation when it like comes to like getting that main event push. Because Cody has all. He's a good in-ring worker. He has the look, and he has the talking ability.
See, no, that's the thing. I don't even think he's a late bloomer. I think if they just decide to let him, if they just decide we're going to give you a main event push, he'll be a main eventer. I think he's that good that the second they say, okay, we're going to start making you a serious threat to the roster, that's when he'll be, that's when he'll be one of those top guys when they decide to let him be it.
Most definitely. So yeah, back to the match. We have Usos still continuing their feud with the Dust Brothers. I do not understand this. I think they should go back in line. Oh, there was a little nice sequence here between Cesaro and Dolph. I like this whole Cesaro. I know he's a good wrestler, but I don't like his character. He's well, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but other than his ring skill, his personality and character wise, he's boring. To me, he's boring. He's a good in-ring worker. He can wrestle his ass off, and he's one of the best wrestlers we got in the company right now. But he's boring. But anyway, back to the spot I just saw, he did like a tilt-a-whirl, then Dolph countered into a sleeper hold. That was a sick move. Then we also, then we also have the Usos doing their high flying act, doing their Hardy Brothers act, where they just got on the outside at both Stardust and Goldust. And you had Dolph getting uppercutted out of nowhere here. It was like Cesaro did one of the back body drops into uppercut, but and then Usos and DZ win. I'm sorry, guys, about my cadence in my speech right now. I'm still trying to get over this cold. So, Aaron, what did you think of this?
I thought it was a good match. I agree with everything you're saying. The only nitpick I can really have about this match is there's only so many combinations of the exact same wrestlers you can do before it becomes a little bit humdrum, if you will. And as far as Cesaro is concerned, I really like everything about him except how he's being booked. To me, he comes off as like one of those classic strongman type of wrestlers where there's not supposed to be, a real hook to him. He's just a big, buff, bad dude that you don't want to mess with, and he'll uppercut the hell out of you if you screw him over. The only bad thing about him right now is it just seems like he loses one match, then he finds himself in a situation where he's facing another champion after he just came off a string of losses. They don't really seem to feed him enough victories for him to reasonably be able to just go from one champion to another, and realistically, I think he needs to be holding a championship again.
I agree with you there, but Aaron, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this. But this is my personal opinion on Cesaro. Excuse me. Cesaro has what it takes to be a great upper mid card, but that's the ceiling for him. I really can't see this guy. If he does become a world champion, I can't see it for a long time. Aaron, you can disagree with me. That's just how I see it right now.
I kind of agree with you a little bit. I mean, I think he can go beyond that, but right now I don't really see much more for him other than mid card champion.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of mid card champions, we're going to discuss Sheamus, but I believe he's comes in later tonight. Next on Raw, they showed us John Cena on an interview. Wait a minute, John Cena's doing an interview on the Today Show with the two hosts. Wait a minute, was it Katie Lee, and Idana Koenig? I'm sorry if I get their name wrong. I'm not
Trust me, it's not Katie Lee. If it was Katie Lee, I'd
Kathy.
be excited because I love
Me,
pale British women.
I'm a winner fan too. I think she should have been Divas champion, but that's beside the point. Oh yeah, it's Kathy Lee and the Kate Hoda, whatever their names is. I'm not a big Today Show fan. John Cena's on the Today Show doing an interview for Breast Cancer Awareness Month because WWE has teamed up with Susan G. Komen once again for the Cancer Awareness program. So he's doing this interview. He's just trying to promote Susan G. Komen. Then we have. Can we just agree to skip this segment?
What segment would that be?
The segment with these two old broads.
Oh, please, yes, please.
Yes, yes. Just know there was Adam Rose, there was a bunny, two old broads, wine bottles, and that's about it. Okay. Oh, next we had a promo by the Wyatt family. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm still trying to get over this cold. This was the promo they've been showing last week. The one with Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. Basically, Bray Wyatt telling how Harper came into the Wyatt family, how he took him in, how he was mindless before he met Bray. And basically, long story short, Bray is setting Luke Harper free. Now, my moment, my moment reaction to hearing this promo, I'm thinking Harper's about to get a single run, but I assume you're proven wrong by the next Wyatt family promo after that. So, Aaron, what did you think about the Luke Harper promo? Not really
Well,
a vignette.
it's the same one we've been seeing, but it does raise a few questions. Like, if he's going to be free, so to speak, does that mean there's going to be a change to him? Because at the end of it, he says, "Peekaboo, you're doomed," alluding to the fact that he may still have those Wyatt family-like traits. But it kind of makes me wonder: are we going to get to see more of the Brody Lee side of him? Is he going to have a different character, or is he going to be the same person?
Like, I think Harper's fine as the way he is right now. I'll just say give him more mic time because I think he can really outshine Bray when it comes to it.
Realistically, I think he's going to outshine Bray just because they're both big guys, but Harper can do a lot more. He's doing suicide dives and crap like that. Bray Wyatt isn't that great in the ring, so he's going to be outshined one way or another. I think Bray Wyatt, it really depends. Like with Bray Wyatt, you can do more storyline-wise because the character's a lot more complex.
Yeah.
Luke Harper is going to have to find out who he is without the Wyatt family, which is going to take some time if he doesn't already have something in mind. And then on top of that, even still, he's probably going to just come off as a biker or trucker sort of guy, and there's only so much you can do with that.
Well, Aaron, let me say this about the difference between Harper and Bray. Bray is more of a slow-paced wrestler, where Harper's the better athlete. So there are differences, but I do agree that Harper is the better wrestler. Okay. Let's move on from that and get to the next segment. We have Bo Dallas, the inspirational one, versus the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Mark Henry looking to avenge a loss on the previous Raw, where Bo Dallas actually got a big upset over Mark Henry. I can't really call it an upset because Mark Henry, he hasn't done anything significant even before he was feuding with Rusev. Well, other than that, than being the Wyatts. So yeah, they have a rematch. It's pretty quick. Mark is just wailing on Bo for most of the match. He shoves him in the corner, beats him down. Mark gets on top of the top turnbuckle, about to do like a swagger bomb, like he's about to do the Yokozuna move. But Henry gets out the way. Bo hits him with the Bulldog, and Bo wins again. Well,
Wait, was this the count out, or was this
it was the count
am I
out.
missing something?
I'm sorry. Yeah, this was the count out. It was really a bull. It was kind of bull. Because Mark, how are we going to believe Mark didn't hear the count? It wasn't really that much action in this match for that it to be that convincingly distracting to him.
That's actually what I was going to say. There's nothing wrong with a count-out victory. It was just the way it was done made it kind of seem like Mark had to purposely stall, like maybe he was like, oh no, I was supposed to sell my leg a bit longer, or maybe
Yeah,
there was a move in between that they both forgot, and then he was like, "Oh crap, I'm supposed to get counted out."
yeah, I can see that too. I'm even like, even if you look back, you can tell Mark was stoned. And the way it was set up, it didn't convince me because there was not enough action for them to be that distracted. I mean, like, you had like the old school matches like Edge and Cena when Edge beat Cena by a count out. There was a lot of action. So you can tell that they were both distracted, but Edge heard the count quicker and went back to the ring. So yeah, Mark Henry loses again after the beatdown he gave Bo Dallas last week. Now, I just want to point this out real quick. It's funny how people then say, "Oh, Bo Dallas got buried by that beatdown by Mark Henry." I'm not saying that Bo got buried. He did not, nowhere near buried. But if this is someone like, give me an internet, darling.
Uh, Daniel Bryan.
If this was someone like Daniel Bryan in that beat, everybody would have been up in arms, crying, talking about, "Oh my God, Bryan got buried." But no, since it's someone they don't like, a homegrown talent, Bo Dallas, no one can complain about it.
To the people who are saying Bo Dallas got buried, he's a comedy character who just got a pinfall victory over a world champion and a countout victory. I mean, he got his ass whooped afterwards, but can you really say he's been buried when he's getting those type of victories over two former world champions?
Yeah, the man's an inspiration.
And all you have to do is
Is
believe.
yeah. Okay, let's get on to the next part. We have we have Dean Ambrose coming back to the ring. He's cutting a promo, and I don't get this right here. They should be working. He has a problem with John Cena, with Cena trying to get his hands on Rollins, which is Ambrose's original mission. I'm thinking to myself, why aren't these guys? Why doesn't he want to work as a team with Cena? You guys are both after the same man. You guys could cut some kind of deal. But anyway, yeah. So, Dean is still pissed about last week match, and he calls out John, and he basically warns him, "Do not leave me hanging again. I'm doing my best to like you, and John, you do not want me not to like you, because if I don't like you, we're gonna have a problem." And the way John responded to that is like, I seen. Oh man, I can't remember John's lines. It wasn't a bad promo by Cena. It was actually pretty. It was actually good. I just can't remember the lines right now. I think he basically warned. No, no, no. Cena actually was the one who told Ambrose, like, "What are we doing? We're gonna destroy each other if we don't work together. We're gonna be laying flat on our backs like last week." And before Ambrose could say another word. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about last week, the Raw before this. Dean Ambrose actually said, "Fine, you're on your own. Before you can even leave me, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to probably go to Coney Islands, get me a hot dog." Then we see Dean Ambrose walk up the entrance ramp and leave the arena. So, and Aaron, what are your thoughts?
What I'm actually loving something about this feud. This feud seems to be kind of, people say John Cena's too much of a perfect character. He never gets mad, he never gets upset.
I've seen him
This
pissed.
is this is starting to actually show the wrinkles in a John Cena-like character because he's if you notice, he's not approaching Dean Ambrose like he does a lot of other characters. A lot of other wrestlers, he, kind of be a little jokey or whatever.
He
He seems
approaches him like he's Lesnar a little bit.
sort of. It's like he doesn't seem to have as much tolerance with Dean Ambrose. It's kind of like he knows he's dealing with a crazy person, so he's kind of like getting straight to the point. But it's like there's an extra layer to it. It's like this is between Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. These two are kind of bringing out another side of John Cena where he's a little bit more businessy, he's a little bit more aggressive, and a little bit more human. He's not as jovial as he usually is, and
Not the
I do
typical Boy
enjoy
Scout.
seeing it.
Not the typical Boy Scout we always get.
Exactly, and I definitely enjoy seeing this dimension to his character.
You know, Aaron, let me just touch on this lightly. The problem with the John Cena character actually started during his second title reign back in 2006. And let me explain this. During those years, Cena had wrestled like 80% of that roster between 2006 and 2007. So there was not really WWE did not keep the new opponents fresh. So how would you react to facing the same guy that you beat like 12 times already? You would joke around and smile too, like another cakewalk.
That's actually what I've been thinking about the John Cena character. A lot of people have been wanting him to change, and I can't figure it out. Realistically, if you're John Cena, kayfabe-wise, why do you change? You've beaten the best this company has to offer,
Eddie
and you've done
Guerrero.
it as being as yourself. Like, playing by the rules, believing in yourself, being John Cena. Realistically, he has no reason to change anything if you want to talk from a kayfabe standpoint.
Okay, baby fans. We're both huge Cena fans. And like you said, he already beaten all the best. And what are these newcomers to him? Like he's laughing it off. He's beaten. I'm not trying to make this a John Cena episode, but I'm just saying he has a. I'm not even gonna go through the list, but he has a pretty good track record of beating some of the all-time greats, and his name is up there now. Where you sheep like it or not, he's up on that list.
Although, I will say this. There are certain opponents that do bring out a different side to John Cena, like your CM Punks, your Brock Lesnar's,
Batista.
and to an extent your Batista and your Daniel Bryans.
Oh yeah.
I think the fact that the John Cena character doesn't really change that much until he is opposed with someone of that caliber, I think it just makes the storyline that much special because it's not your run-of-the-mill, every time somebody challenges me, I'm a completely different person. It's your, slight changes or I'm looking at you more seriously because you're an actual threat.
I'm busy. Wait a minute. I'm busy. Yeah, I understand the run-of-the-mill characters, but could you hold on 1 minute here?
Of course.
So yeah, back to the run-of-the-mill characters. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I haven't seen that like since like Batista or Brock Lesnar. Like, this shows you what kind of person Dean Ambrose is. They're really trying to build Ambrose up. But anyway, yes, Dean leaves, Cena's hanging. Now we have a handicap match between John Cena, Kane, and Randy Orton. And speaking of characters who's trying to make a slight change, Randy Orton now has these taped hands. That's the most progress he's made. And I'm a big Orton fan. But you're going to need more than tape, dude.
I'm still waiting on my Randy Orton Brock Lesnar match, which I don't think is going to
Oh
happen at this
man, me
point.
too. But anyway, yeah, we come back from commercial break. We see John Cena walking around backstage, and we get him being stopped by Triple H. And Triple H is doing this whole heel, truthful, but I'm an asshole. I'm gonna comp a backhanded compliment way, a sarcastically smart way. Like John, even without Ambrose, you're the 15-time WWE champion. You can beat Kane and Orton single-handedly because you're capable of that because you are the man. Well, he didn't say it the way I said it. He said it nonchalant.
Now, see, I actually looked at that slightly differently. I looked at it as him kind of not being sarcastic, but trying to kind of cozy up to John Cena, kind of turn him against Dean Ambrose, because that's what it really looks like the Authority is trying to do right now.
Yeah, but Cena's not that stupid.
That's the thing. I think they're applying to that because Dean Ambrose, the only people he really ever trusted in the WWE was the Shield. So right now, John Cena is kind of like the voice of reason between the two, and Dean Ambrose is the loose cannon who doesn't trust anyone.
Yep, that's true. Well,
So,
moving on.
they're kind of playing mind games with both of them.
Yep. Well, moving on, we have a Brie Bella match where she's facing, I believe, she's facing Summer Rae with one hand tied behind her back. Nobody cares. It was a boring match. Brie won, and after the match, she started a massive yes chant. So she's keeping Daniel Bryan's pop warm for him.
Yeah, well, I would really appreciate it if she'd stop, or at least if she'd stop doing the stupid bending when she does the yes chant, because she just looks like a total idiot.
Yeah,
When Daniel Bryan, he's a small, little, intense guy. Brie Bella's been playing this egotistical twin character her entire career up until now, so it just doesn't work, and she kind of just looks stupid doing it. Plus, it doesn't help that I just hate her entirely.
No, I don't hate her entirely. I can see why you don't like her, but in the ring, she's actually decent. I'm sorry, guys. Damn it, rise above Ebola.
I just want you to know, I'm holding a voodoo doll in my hand right now, and every time you say something positive about Brie Bella, I'm going to keep poking it until the Ebola gets worse.
Gotta rise. John Cena's new rise above Ebola. Okay, anyway, let's get back. We have Miz trying to man a match with Mizdow, and Mizdow is doing everything the Miz is doing. Unlike this man, he got the mannerisms down. He just looks at Miz and he repeats what he's doing. He's demanding a rematch with Sheamus against Kane, and Kane gives it to him. And we have the Matrix brothers, Miz and Sandow, out. Oh, next we have the return of Tyson Kidd on the main roster against Jack Swagger. And I never thought Tyson Kidd would make it back to the main roster. This was a pretty decent match. It wasn't nothing spectacular. It didn't blow me away. But it was interesting to note that there was a spot in this match where Tyson used Natalie to be a shield from Jack Swagger's attack. And here in the crowd, there was a lot of chants for Natty's husband. Natty's husband. Yeah.
Honestly, I liked this segment. The only thing I don't like about it is the characters Natty's playing right now. Just because when she showed up, she was a heel.
Yeah,
which means she was cheating. Through a good portion of her career, she was cheating. I remembered watching a match a while ago, recently actually, of I think it was Matt Hardy and the Great Khali versus the Hart Dynasty, and she was distracting Khali. So I find it hard to believe that she now has a problem helping her husband, the man she's married to, win a match or providing a distraction. I don't understand why she would have a problem doing that now.
They're just forcing her as like a Girl Scout. We know she's a better heel, but
Yeah, I mean it kind of reminds me of the Tyson Kid. I mean not Tyson Kid. Velvet Sky Chris Sabin thing that was going on a while back, where
oh
it just didn't seem to make sense because of Velvet Sky's character. I
yeah,
mean, with Natty, it makes a little bit more sense, but still.
yeah, yeah. Thinking about Velvet Sky, and Chris Davis. I think it would have been pretty interesting if it was Velvet Sky who was the one who dumped Saban. Then we have a random person just pick Knox, be her new boyfriend, and Knox is trying to destroy Saban to impress Velvet. But it fails. Uh, anyway, I got distracted. Next segment was the injury update on Roman Reigns. And God, we need Roman back ASAP. I think if Roman was still healthy today, he would have John Cena's spot right now. I mean, in wise, not in the picture. Basically, Roman said he's been taking his time, he hasn't done any rehab, and he's really looking for a speedy recovery. He didn't give a date. He said it's all up to the doctors, but he didn't give a date. I'm hoping Survivor Series that will be next month. I think that's enough time for him to recover. I don't know about it's going to be enough time for him to rehab and get back in shape. But what I noticed about this segment is the questions between Michael Cole and Roman Reigns. Roman kind of answered the questions a little weird. I think this was pre-taped and they edited this. So the way Cole would ask the questions, Roman would answer them accordingly. And I also think Roman was in the back. I don't think because I heard he was in New York for a signing. So, but anyway, this is a quick speed update.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of pointless. I remember saying this on the wrestling analysis show. If it was just going to be something where he was just going to come in, say, you know, if he wasn't ready to return and he was just going to give us a little update, it was kind of a pointless sort of segment that wasn't really needed.
Well, I disagree. Like they just want to keep him relevant at this point, and it's not like they did like a 10-minute segment. It was just in and out, just point blank point A to point B. But when do you think we can see Roman Reigns back? And do you think if he was here in the company right now, do you think he would have John Cena's spot in the Ambrose and Rollins feud?
I don't, only because I read, from what I understand, the plan was to have Rollins interfere at the end of the show regardless. So he may have been interjected into the feud, but that doesn't necessarily mean he would have John Cena's spot. If anything, he'd probably be the third man in this situation. We may have the only thing it may have changed the main event for Hell in a Cell. Maybe we would have gotten a 6-man tag team Hell in a Cell or something, but I don't think he would have had John Cena's spot. I think all three of them would still be in this match.
Yep. Okay, next segment. Here we go. Your favorite segment of the night. We have the Rusev segment. I just now noticed Rusev has Pooh in the background of his Titantron for his interest. But anyway, that aside, Rusev and Lana come out. They begin to recap what happened to them and what Big Show did when he knocked the fuck out of Rusev. They tried to make it look like they were victims, but come on, we saw with our own eyes. We weren't buying it. Rusev then cut a promo in English. Shocked. I don't know why they're doing this with this character. He's perfect the way he is right now. Are they trying to add a certain dimension to him by giving him some mic time? So anyway, he got on the mic and basically said, "Big Show, next time I see you, I'll rip out your spine." No, no, he said, "I'll rip out your guts." Blah blah blah, Russian, blah blah, Russian, Russian, blah blah. And that goes on for a good few minutes until we have a return. Wait. We have. If you guys can hear that, okay, I'm gonna stop right there. You guys know it's the great one, The Rock. And oh my God, WWE actually surprised us. Nobody saw that coming. When that theme music hit, everybody got on their feet. And I'm not ashamed to say I marked out a little bit. You could just see, look at the crowd reaction. I saw people taking out their phones, some taking pictures, some calling their friends, telling them to watch Raw. And this was like 2 minutes before Rock even got on the mic. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, like, oh my God, Rock demands such a presence. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, even when Cena retires, I don't think he's going to get that respect, and it's going to be a shame because he deserves that too. Putting so much damn work. But anyway, that's not the point. Rock comes out to put a promo saying, "Oh, I know who you are. You guys come out here every single week, bashing America, raising Putin." So The Rock was in town. He was at the gym up early this morning, clanging and banging. You know, The Rock, his stick. He actually did something like, uh, Lionel looks pretty hot. Then he said something along the lines, she looks like a cute Soviet slut. Well, he didn't say slut. He said a cute Soviet prostitute. And I believe Luna blushed. She blushed at some of the retorts The Rock made. And it's basically ended with Rock dropping the mic and just putting the people's hands on the people's punches on Rusev. And Rusev and him knocking Rusev out the ring. It was a pretty good return. It was shocking. That's something hard to do in this day of age to get a guest star this big to be a surprise. I mean, I was shocked. The nerds were shocked. The sheep were shocked. The dirt sheets were shocked. Even though I heard Rock tweeted out that he was at the arena a minute before he came out. So, Aaron, I'm going to let you vent. I thought it was pretty good. Rock served his purpose. I think this really, I don't think it put over Rusev, but I think it put some more spotlight on him. Because I don't see the purpose why Rock would even interact out here just to get the fans in it. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm not going to rant, although I will be brutally honest. I was, when I heard The Rock's music, I did not smile. I did not. I laughed, but I laughed while I uttered a certain phrase. A phrase that I say when John Cena disappoints me. A phrase I say when Brie Bella wins a match. A phrase I say when the WWE just does something so horrible.
You just said when Brie Bella wins a match, though.
Yes. Everybody gets one person they don't like, apparently, and mine is Brie Bella. But,
Okay.
and this is the moment where all the viewers, if you have children near the computer, you may want to cover their ears. Because when I heard The Rock's music, the words that came to mind and out of my mouth were, oh, for fuck's sake. Why? He comes out and does the exact same thing every time. He gives me an overdone, overhyped monologue about how his day went, which I don't give a damn about. Then he goes on his whole shtick about making not even high school, middle school jokes that weren't funny when they were being told. They probably weren't even being funny when they were being written. And then he proceeds to layeth the smackdown on Rusev. What did this do for Rusev? You put him in the spotlight with a big star, but unless this is going to lead to some sort of match or he's going to get his comeuppance, was there a point to The Rock showing up and doing this?
Well, the only thing I see the point was Rock showing up was to hype up the 15th anthem. I'm sorry about that. The 15th anniversary of SmackDown, which is coming up this Thursday. But you're right about some of the things. I agree with some of the things, and I disagree with some things. I will agree
If
with.
anything,
Wait. I will agree with you that Rock does get a pass for cutting the same for having corny jokes because he's the Rock. And you know what? We overlook some of the flaws in his. I'm going to tell you about my day, tell you about my morning, tell you about my evening, tell you about tonight, what I'm about to do right now. We overlook that because he's the Rock. And basically, it's the way he does it. Nobody else could do that and get a pass.
look, there's one thing I refuse to excuse. Well, there's two things I wanted to say, but the first is this. He comes back, he gets on the turnbuckle, he looks at a fan and says, "That's right, I'm back," and winks. Garrett, I'm actually currently sitting here watching the current episode of Raw. I guarantee that if I go through this entire thing, he will not be on it unless it's a replay from last week. So thank you, Rock, for being a liar. Second, if they were going to do something where they wanted to have The Rock come out and make jokes or whatever, that's fine. But how about instead of teasing the sensitivity training segments, you could have had, Rusev threaten to get into The Rock's face. The Rock, threatens to retort, and instead the Big Show comes out and lays out The Rock. I mean, not The Rock, Rusev.
Yeah.
So then, that way, Rusev can get revenge on the guy who actually beat him up. And instead of the guy who beat him up going back to Hollywood and, not looking any worse for wear.
You know what? I got a problem with WWE right now with this whole streaks thing. They're really high on streaks. Like Rusev could have lost the swagger at SummerSlam, and if he was booked like he is now, it would not have mattered. He could have recovered. But they're trying to keep this streak alive. I don't believe Dirt Sheets, but he's supposed to feud with John Cena.
Well, he kind of it kind of did end. I mean, I know they're not counting disqualification apparently, but
You're right.
well, they count it when it's necessary. Like John Cena got a win over Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions by disqualification, but apparently that doesn't matter. But at the same time,
It protected both men.
well, no, I'm going to say they'll try to drill it into your head that it matters for John Cena, but it doesn't matter for the Big Show or Rusev's undefeated streak, which I don't get it, but
I'm sorry,
it's fine.
man. Something just popped in my head. Royal Rumble this year against Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. Where you have
Against who?
Brock Lesnar versus Big Show Royal Rumble this year. Where you
Oh
have
God, not again.
no. I'm just saying, like, Didn't Brock get DQ?
Wait, a DQ over Big Show the last time they fought?
Yeah.
No, it was. I think they had some sort of no holds barred match, or Brock Lesnar like beat the shit out of him with a chair before the match started, and
Yeah,
then
that's
beat
what
him.
happened. I was like, oh, what the fuck? We gave this guy the streak. But anyway, yeah, they're so hung up on streaks. Like, Rusev could have lost that match to Swagger, and that would not have hurt him. Oh, yeah, there's this one guy in the Elite Clique who's pissed that Rusev has the quote-unquote Samoan Joe spot. The problem is, Samoan Joe never came to WWE, so of course they're going to have somebody that would get his push.
Well,
If Samoa Joe was in WWE, he would have had Rusev's spot.
well, I don't know if he would have had a Rusev spot, but I will say he would have been better at it.
Yeah.
They probably would have given him more of the Taz sort of badass MMA fighter sort of deal. With Rusev, they're kind of doing they're doing more of a nationality sort of thing, and Rusev wrestling style just happens to fit the badass mixed martial artist sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, loosely the mixed martial artist sort of thing, but still.
Yep. So next up, we have one of your favorite moments of the night. Yeah, the Divas match. We had Paige and her new best friend Alicia Fox versus Emma and the Divas champion AJ Lee. And I don't see why this. Basically, the match starts. It's only like 2 minutes. Match starts. Emma is the first to start off for her team, and she's wrestling Paige. And out of nowhere, I don't see why now. Remember, Ashley gets annoyed, and she acts just like her husband and walks away, leaving Emma alone.
Actually, I don't believe I walked away from anything, but
Hey, okay, punk.
oh,
Yeah.
that bastard.
She pulled a CM Punk and she walked out. I was like, come on, damn it.
Well, the basic story that this match told was, and you could kind of easily see it. AJ was getting very frustrated with what was going on because, she got beat down by Alicia Fox and Paige for, I think, the last 2 weeks, so she desperately wanted revenge. But then we have Emma, who's kind of like this goofy character.
You can't blame Emma, she barely gets TV time.
I will say I was a little disappointed that they took Emma's bubbles away from her entrance. I'm very sad about that.
And the dance.
But the basic story here was that Emma's personality was kind of so goofy, and that she was just kind of wasting time doing some of the goofy Emma things that she does, that AJ eventually just got pissed and, kind of felt like this was pointless, and she just left.
Yeah, it's a shame because Emma's such a good wrestler.
I'm not going to lie, I found it hilarious when she actually was like, oh, for fuck's sake, and just left.
I just thought in my mind, like, fuck this company, I'm out here. Vince, I'm going back to Chicago. And no, I'm not just a CM Punk, I'm actually a CM Punk fan, people. Just remember that. I just don't like the way he handled his business. That's all. So now that I clarify that, yeah, this is another win for Paige, Foxy Paige. Where they're calling themselves? Alicia Fox and Paige. Paige wins with a rampage on Emma. I don't even get it. What is with Paige and these cliche names? The rampage, the Paige tap out, the Paige.
Well, from what I've been told, they're making all the wrestlers come up with names for their moves so they can trademark them. So it's kind of like, instead of it being a cradle DDT, they're making it the Rampage. Instead of it being the modified Scorpion Crosslock, it's the PTO.
Yeah, it's Bill Nakata. Like, I'm pissed they did not acknowledge that hold was hers. But it's whatever. WWE doesn't like acknowledging the past anyway. So after this match, we got another Wyatt vignette. This time with Luke, I'm sorry, I almost said Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, muscle of the family. We have Bray Wyatt going through the same mannerisms talking about. Look at him. Rowan was just like a child, lost, no direction until he found me. He found sanctuary. Blah blah blah. Aaron Rowan, you're free. So that actually stopped my after this vignette. It actually my thoughts stopped at Luke Harper's getting a singles push. I'm thinking maybe they're gonna keep the tag team and they're just gonna break him off Bray Wyatt from Bray Wyatt, and Wyatt's gonna focus on a singles career. What's your thoughts, Aaron?
All right, so here's my opinion on this. I don't know where I heard this from, but I remember listening to it. Well, I remember listening to Jericho's podcast with Batista, and Batista said his original gimmick was supposed to be that he was a rape child.
Oh yes, I heard that too. The macrophiliac stuff. It started.
I don't know why this made me think that might have been the direction they were going with Eric Rowan when he was saying that he was just like a child and he was abused and all that. I'm like, yeah, I really don't like where this is going.
Yeah, we don't need Bray Wyatt humping a dead corpse.
Yeah, let's not go there. But hopefully, what I think is going to happen is
that was the start of all that bull. But go ahead.
What I'm thinking may happen is Eric Rowan will probably be the one who needs the most help out of everyone in the Wyatt family. I think out of everyone, he's the least likely to succeed, and I don't like saying that. I really hope that they go with the idea of giving him a little bit of time to kind of grow, and if it doesn't work out, repackage him, give him that new monster gimmick that we've been talking about on Wrestling Analysis.
Yeah,
where he becomes a monster, sort of like a Kane protege sort of thing.
Yeah, he can be the next big monster. Like the problem with Eric Rowan's character is his character. That's it. He's the silent monster. He's gonna go in the ring. He's gonna toss you around. He's gonna brutalize you. But he's actually surprisingly athletic. I remember seeing the match he had with Jericho on SmackDown. He threw a roundhouse kick at Jericho. I was like, whoa, big man got flexibility. So,
and unlike The Rock, he's always here every single week.
Oh, come on, man. But anyway, yeah, they really need to work on Eric Rowan. He has the least likely to succeed, and I don't like saying that because I kind of like Rowan. I wish they would have gave him more singles matches like they do Harper and Bray. They give him less time to shine. It's kind of like the Shield in 2013 where Roman and Dean had the matches, then Seth only competed like 3 times that year on television. Oh yeah, next we had a birthday shout out to Bruno Sammartino who turned 79. I'm like, oh my god, Bruno's been in it for a minute. He really is the living legend. He kind of looks like Zordon now from the Power Rangers.
You know, I believe back in those days the champion didn't wrestle quite as much.
Yeah, so I heard. I read reports like he only defended the title like 5 to 4 times.
Yeah, so it's kind of like he has the Brock Lesnar schedule, which is ironic because even on the Brock Lesnar schedule, both of them are showing up more than The Rock. So, let's go on. Please tell me more about people who are always on the roster.
You set me up. Speaking of next we had The Miz going against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus in a non-title match. So, yes, basically this was actually a good match, but surprisingly the most over guy in this match was Damien Mizdow, who was outside the ring mimicking Miz's actions inside the ring against Sheamus. Even when Miz got hit, Damien would sell to the Phantom, and when Miz did the figure four on Sheamus, Damien would do the figure four on the Phantom, and you just heard the crowd erupt. We want Mizdow. We want Mizdow. And he actually played a pretty big role in this, the outcome of this match. Distracted Sheamus for a distraction roll up. So, Aaron, what did you think of this match?
Well, I don't really have too much to say on this match, except it was a pretty decent match by three guys who were consistently on the roster.
Okay.
Even though two of them are Hollywood movie stars, they still find time to squeeze in the WWE in their schedule and be there almost every single week.
Yep.
But regardless, I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't think too much of this match. Mizdow is having fun with what he's doing right now, and it's better than seeing him go from the intellectual savior to, even though I like that the next gimmick I'm about to mention, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yes, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
It's nice to see him stick with something, although I'm afraid that Mizdow's getting a little too over. He may end up getting
Finish.
getting turned on by The Miz, the used to be awesome one who never should have had a WWE Championship reign, but is still more loyal than The Rock. And that's all I have to say about the segment.
Hey. Miz was a Miz championship reign. He had the Jericho reign, but more awesome.
Well, see, the only thing I like to...
Now, let's go back. We're at the main event now, and we have John Cena versus Kane. Well, corporate Kane. Seth Rollins and the Viper Randy Orton. And people were already complaining that John Cena is about to lose a win clean over these three gentlemen. People complain about this. I don't remember any time in a three-way where John Cena won by pinfall. People say he has the highest record in handicap matches, but I bring up Goldberg. I bring up Big Show. And they drop silent. But anyway, this match was like nothing special. It was so short. I think it only lasted 8 minutes. And it ended with a disqualification finish. And get this, the disqualification came from a big boot from Kane, who was not the legal man. But I understand why the DQ came, because I understand the WWE tag team rules of the one save principle, where you can only save your teammate once in a match. But anyway, yeah. John Cena wins, not by pinfall, but off of a DQ. And you have the Authority just stomping him out. They're about to choke slam John Cena. But then we have Dean Ambrose return to the arena with a hot dog stand cart. I feel bad for the guy he jacked that from. You have Randy Orton and Kane in the ring right now, seeing Dean Ambrose pulling this cart down to ringside, laughing. They're just laughing at the guy. They come up to outside the ring to approach Ambrose. Ambrose pulls back his jacket like he's the Sundance Kid, the Pagos Kid, whatever. And he has these condiments on, holsters on, like he's about to get into the OK Corral shootout. It was really entertaining, and yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, man. People trying to distract me while I'm doing this. But anyway, yeah, it was very entertaining. And there was one spot that I do not approve of where Dean Ambrose stick those hot tongs in Seth Rollins' pants. So anyway, we have just anarchy. We have Kane and Orton covered in ketchup and mayonnaise, slugging it out with Cena and Ambrose. They cleared the ring. I believe Kane. No. Orton gets hit with attitude adjustment. Kane gets hit with dirty deeds, and like always, Seth Rollins always finds a way to escape. He is a smart man, that one. So that basically ends the match, but then we have the Authority coming out talking about how we're going to have a match between John Cena and Dean Ambrose to see who's going to get their hands on Seth Rollins. There's going to be a match at Hell in a Cell between the two, and that's it. And the moment John Cena turns to face Dean Ambrose, he gets the Mick Foley Mankind double arm DDT, which I thought was a cool move, but yeah, people pop for it. Even I pop for it because that's the way it should have been booked. So, Aaron, what is your take on this?
Well, I'm actually glad it was done this way. The only thing I don't like about this, and it's because WWE's done it so many times, and it always, no matter who they have do it, it looks stupid. The whole condiments thing, I don't know what it is with WWE and their food humor, or maybe they just like disgusting crap being slobbered all over someone. I mean, they slimed Seth Rollins last week, so you can do whatever you want with that. I've always found it very stupid how they try to include food or messy crap into the storyline like this, but that's just me nitpicking. Other than that, this was awesome. Dean Ambrose looks like a complete lunatic once again, which is what he is, and that's what he needs to look like. And I did like the double arm DDT. I'm glad they finally gave him a new move because Dirty Deeds never really looked like a really good finisher. The only good thing about it was that he could hit it on anyone. But this double arm DDT, it actually looked vicious. It looked dangerous. So hopefully he'll go along using that from here on out.
I actually like the Dirty Deeds, but that's beside the point. This just popped in my head right now. I'm having a problem with the crowds nowadays. They make no noise. I mean, they're silent. And if they do make noise, you can barely hear what they're saying. I mean, when you pay for a ticket like that, like $100 to $115, and your ass is not making noise, you just wasted your money. You're not having a good time. You shouldn't be in the front row on your cell phone.
But that's a good thing, though. Much like so many superstars on the WWE, they're always there.
Plants.
I mean, even the plants. I mean, even the people that aren't plants. There's always fans in the audience. They're the one constant you can count on. You know, when certain
guy, we hate the black we hate John Cena guy.
Honestly, I love that guy just because of the fact that him wearing that shirt prompted John Cena to channel his inner asshole and take a picture with him, which I just thought was hilarious.
Yes, I remember when Cena won the Royal Rumble. He went up to the guy like, "We're going to WrestleMania." Yeah, you're wearing that Cena shirt, but I still make money off of it.
See, that's just something I think is hilarious because
people don't even realize.
If someone ever wore a shirt that said "I sucked to one of the wrestling shows I was at," I would get out and take a picture with him. Every move I did, I would point to him. I would make it the worst night of his life.
Yep. Well,
and it would be my right because I'm always at all of my shows.
Yep, you're gonna spend your money. You're gonna buy my merch. I'm going to at least try to make your life a living hell, but yeah, that was this episode of Raw.
Wait, just one more thing before we go off air.
Yes?
John Cena, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Kane, Randy Orton, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H. All people you can consistently count on to be at Monday Night Raw every single week. You don't have to pay $9.99 to see them because they're going to be on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown every single week. Unlike certain overrated celebrities slash movie stars.
Well, this is We Are Elite, and this is our Raw review for October 6th, 2014. Good night, everyone. Is it my boy Aaron?
Eat, sleep, conquer Ebola.
Yep, rise above Ebola, repeat. Good night.